Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. What we have today is a 2.5 liter Mercury outboard power head I built. Got two of them. That one's all ready to go. This is a fresh one as well. I figured since I haven't seen any good videos on YouTube for timing, I'm going to share what I know, and hopefully it's helpful for you. So let's get into the video. So, like all other good videos, let's start off with, well, what do you need to use tool-wise for doing timing? Well, here we go. You'll need something to ground out the spark plugs. This is a spark plug tester. Commonly, this is stuff from back in the 80s from Stevens. And you ground out the plugs with that, and it also tells you that you get spark. You need a 7/16 wrench, Phillips head, a makeshift timing pointer, a dial indicator with a roller on it that goes into the screws into the head. You also need a makeshift my fan and yeah. Okay, it's hot in here. I have a fan going. Sorry about that. A makeshift starter button, and then a timing light. This is just a very common blinky one that you use for outboards. You can use a regular one if you like. That's just as fine. And you also need some other random mess on the counter. And if you want, you could take notes. So let's clean up my mess that happened just behind me, and let's get started. Okay, so let's start with a timing pointer that I already made. I just basically used welding wire and curly cued it a little bit, and I'm hanging it off one of the stanchions here. And what I'm going to do is, I got it so I'm pointing it right at the flywheel. Now, just to know, normal outboards with this is high performance stuff here. We got a aluminum lightweight flywheel from back in the early days. Okay, we got space there. And we're degreeing this all in, and forgot to say we need a marker too, for which we mark it here. So let's go over, let's get number one started. So you're gonna need, oh, we gotta take this out, this sender here for the overheat. That's going to be a 1/2 inch. Because I know from doing the other one, the screw-in deal there hits that. So let's get this out, put it to the side. Alright, so we got this is a Sea-Doo one here. It's got the little roller on it, so when the piston comes up. Okay, so let's get this in here. Okay, that is as far as it's gonna go. Let me do you guys some favor here. Let's get this more on the light. Okay. Now, let's watch the dial. So what you do is, well, let's get this disengaged here. Okay. Now you want to turn this clockwise till you hit top dead center. Top dead center is when you'll start seeing the needle going, and then it'll eventually stop, and then you zero it. Oh, okay, so you want to creep up to it right there. It is right on the heel there. Okay, so the zero's over here, so let's bring it around. Hopefully you can see. Okay, so that's on 0 now. So now let's go over here. You're on my hat clip. I don't bounce the camera too much. Okay. Now, we're going to mark this for 0. Right. Say, I made a little hash mark. Now I'm going to turn it so I can make a bigger mark. I'm going to put a 0 next to it. Okay. For number 1. Okay. Now, let's bring it back to exactly where it was, and let's verify on the gauge, because the gauge was moving while we're doing that. Yes, it's still on 0. Now, this is where things could get tricky, but not. Okay. Now you gotta rotate this 150 thousandths to get to 25 degrees. Okay. Now, here we go. That's 50. It's 100. And now we're going to get this so it stops right on the 50. Okay, that is right there. Okay. Now, so your 25 degrees should be to the left of your top dead center. It's going to be right here. Okay, I'm going to move this over so I can make a pretty significant mark. Okay, and I'm going to put this as number 1. Number 1 at 25. Okay, let's move it back. Verification. Alright, well that's off a little bit. Let's move it to the 50. Yeah, it's really... Alright, that's on the 50 now. Let me go back and double check this. Okay, that is correct. I just have to make sure I'm looking down the line of the thing, because if you look over this way or that way, it looks like it's off. So, gotta look straight down the line of this. And that's your 25 mark. Now, to show it on a little degree wheel, this is your number 1 at top dead center, and off to the left we'll say this is your 25 degrees, and that's where you want to set your timing at in your hot hole. That is called your hot hole. Now when I take this out, now you take this off, so what I do is I rotate it back so there's no play in it, because I don't want this roller breakdancing on top of the piston, because it's not good for it. And I borrowed this because I can't find my little deal here. Thanks, AJ. Okay, put it there safe. Now that hole is empty. So this is when you hook up your spark plug wires to ground them out to a grounded area on the engine. And this is when you use your timing light to make sure your marks come up. Right, this one right here, your 25. You don't want that one, you want this one. That's it says 0, this says 1, so that's where you want it. Now, okay, What you also need to do, and how about I do this right now, I personally like to use a zip tie, and you have to do full advance on your arm, your throttle arm here. So this is all the way here. So you could either hold it with your hand while you're doing 6 things, or be like me, just say, hey, let's use a zip tie. There. Okay. There we go. It's full advance. Okay? This is how it's tested. You always have to have it full advanced, because this is for your full throttle, so you don't detonate the engine. So you want to get this at 25 degrees, and to achieve it, you might have to adjust this screw in or out to adjust it. I don't remember which way it goes, but I guess we'll get into that. So this is going to be your hot hole, okay? So you're going to go through all the individual ones eventually by the time this is all timed. Sometimes you could just do number 1 if you want and set it, like, let's say at 22 degrees, and just call it done. If you're not looking for all the power, I'm looking for all the power I could get out of this thing. So I'm setting it at 25. You don't want to go any further than that. And then when you go through your next cylinders and go through the timing, if, let's just say this is number 2, let's say number 2 cylinder reached 27 degrees, that's too much. You could detonate this hole. So what you want to do is adjust it now to get down to 25. Okay, so what happens? You bring it 2 degrees down. Okay, well, this is going to be running 23 degrees full timing. Who cares? Doesn't matter. You don't want to ruin the engine. It's going to vary. So at this point, this is the one you're honing in on. So now everything's based off this one. So then you go down the line, and hopefully, like that one, I set it at 25 degrees on the number 1, and the rest of them were around 23 degrees. Perfect. I didn't have to readjust it. I'm hoping that's going to happen with this. We shall see. So let's get set up, and the next thing you'll see is us getting ready. So I got there's a couple things I guess I forget to tell everybody. You want to have your ground hooked up to a battery, like down here, and you need a positive hooked up. Let's hook it up down here. Okay. Now, you got your starter button I showed you earlier. There's a couple different solenoids out on the market right now, but you want to go to the post with the yellow wire to it. That's your trigger wire for the starter. Now, here's the thing. Let me fish this. This is precarious. The way this is mounted here, this post, you don't want this arcing on here, because what's going to happen, it's going to just keep rotating over and cranky, okay? So now you go to your hot side here. Alright, now let's hold this so it doesn't go anywhere. There you go. Alright, so that's ready. Now, while you're getting everything set up, in between everything, take this off, because you don't want to have an oopsie daisy. Okay? Now, next thing, start grounding out our wires here. We could probably move a couple things here. Let's get rid of this and this. Okay. So this goes to a ground, which is fine right here. Yeah, so I might put a rag over this because I just don't like when it's the metal on metal over here with this. So it's probably okay, but it just bothers me. Okay, now set this up. Get these on. One. Two. Three. Okay. Now repeat. Okay. Well, let me make sure this is roll. Hello there. Okay, so at this point we have everything grounded out, and let's hook this back up. You want to just verify you have spark, because otherwise nothing's happening. There, we got nice spark. Thank the Lord. Okay. All right. Now, this is just a regular blinky deal here. Now we're doing number 1 cylinder, so you hook this onto number 1 and try to have it so it's not bouncing or hanging off the other one. So I don't want to get a false reading. Okay, now I got to push the light here. Okay, so it's off to the left a little bit of the number 1. I don't know if you saw it. So off to the left a little bit is hot. So that looks like it's around 26, 27 degrees. Timing. So what you want to do, this is where this comes in here. Gotta loosen this up, and I'm gonna go counterclockwise a little bit. I don't know why I unhooked this just for that second, but I did. So when counterclockwise, remember that, guys. I might ask you. Alright, that's almost there. Let's go a little further. Just make sure it's there. Now, let's try this again. Whoa. That's a little bit off to the left of it now, so let's go clockwise. I'm going to assume and lock it there, because I have a feeling it's going to be real close to there. You want to hold the bolt so it doesn't spin, and then tighten the lock. That starter does not sound good. Nope. That's at 24 degrees. So let's get this. Let's go clockwise again now. A little bit. There we go. Go a little more. There, that was a lot. Let's see what it does. That was clockwise. I was at still around 24 degrees. So that is perfect now. That is on 25 degrees. Okay, so this is your baseline now. So we tighten this up. This is your adjuster all the way over. Okay. Now disconnect this, and then we're going to remove this because that's on your number one. Now we're going to repeat the process. Okay, I'm going to get it all set up. This is, guys, this is going to be the exact same process. I'm going to just, for the sake of the length of the video, I'm going to do one more hole and we'll see where it is. But like I said, watch this whole video and remember that if you have a hole after number one as you're going and it's reading the pointers off to the right here, where that's retarded, so that's good. If it's reading off to the left, that means it's going to be hot, so you're going to want to adjust that to your pointer because this is at 25 degrees. You don't want to run over 25 degrees timing. So at that point, if it's more, you got to adjust it again. I'm saying this over and over again because I want you to know. All right, let's get set up for the next one, and we'll go with that. All right, so I got it all marked out. Here's number two at 25 there. Now, let's get this going. It's hard to tell, but I think it's right there. Yep, we're good. It was, well, it's right over here. It's right on there. So it's staying at right at 25 on the number two. So that's not the best thing to happen for you if you want to see more, but this is ultimate for me. So this was number two cylinder. I'm going to go down the line off camera, but if I come up to one where I have to make an adjustment, we'll bring it right back. Otherwise, you're going to see the end cap of the video. If I don't have any tools in my hands and nothing's hooked up anymore, I guess you know what the conclusion is. So I went through all the cylinders same way as we did number one, and they're all right around the 25 degree mark, 25, 24. So perfect. So the other engine did the same thing, except it was 25 and then most of them were 23. This might be a little bit more of a rascal in power, but that's good. But anywho, that's it. Like I said, this is where you do your adjustment. Fully brought over. I say it a few times. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, call your local dealer. I meant you could leave a comment and we'll get to you. So, have a safe summer. Have fun boating, and get off your butt, get in the garage or out in the driveway and work on stuff, because you ain't gonna get it done sitting there watching TV. Well, you can watch our video, but that's it. Take care.